Coronavirus COVID-19, in other words. Cases reach nearly 60,000 in China. Guys, gals, everything in between. How are we doing tonight? Give it a few more minutes for people to pop on in, and then we could begin. Start the show in about a minute. For all of you new, welcome to the channel. Basically, I've been covering a lot of information regarding the coronavirus. We've been chatting it up with other members. Let me just clear the echo. There we go. And of course, all the returning subs of mine, welcome back. Start the show in about 30 seconds. So who's here so far? Where are you from? What do you know about the coronavirus? What have you heard? What's the situation like in your town, city, country, wherever you may be? We're going to start off with the latest numbers from BNO News. From the last stream we did, the numbers have skyrocketed as far as the confirmed cases. Fatalities still not so much. Tia, good evening. Thanks for joining. Welcome. And Tia, I know you wanted to be a moderator. I'm going to message you after the stream's over, and just to give you some info, and then you could be a mod as well. Okay. If anyone else is interested in becoming a moderator, just let me know. Shoot me an email at mavakaga@gmail.com. Julie Bean, welcome back. So I know Tia's from Canada. Julie Bean, where are you from again? Norway here. People here blissfully worried for now. Revan, I think you're new here, right? I haven't seen you here before. So welcome. I think in Norway it's 2 in the morning. I think it's a 6-hour time difference from the East Coast. Might be 7. But I think you're the same time as most of Europe, are you? Julie, oh yeah, you're from the UK, so that means you're at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was thinking of doing a stream a couple hours later, but if I did that, then a lot of people from Europe would be 3, 4 in the morning, and that's way too late. The world as we know it, welcome back. Great to see the regulars back here again. So as we saw, the other couple of days, it was the confirmed cases weren't that big a deal. But now it's up to 64,171 confirmed cases, 1,486 fatalities. So even when I typed in the topic, reaches nearly 60,000, it's 64,000 worldwide. So it's over 60 now, even in China. Raven says 6 hours. You have time difference. All right, so let's see what the main numbers are in China and around the world. Hubei province still has the most, of course, with 51,986 cases, 1,422 deaths. What's really crazy about that is the number of deaths is 1,426, and there are more people in critical condition than they've announced deaths. But have you guys seen a lot of the videos where they're just carrying out bag after bag after bag of people? Looks a lot more than the numbers they've been posting. Yeah, they've been posting a lot higher numbers recently, but still I don't think anywhere close to what they should be. So the other regions in China have 11,000 cases and 57 deaths, with 946 only serious or critical. Really low numbers. I mean, okay, Japan has got 252. That's the one internationally. Hong Kong, the region, has 53, and they have one death. As far as deaths internationally, we've got one in Japan, one in the Philippines, and so far they only say two. Two deaths worldwide as far as international. And the most in Europe cases is still Germany, it looks like, with 16. Germany has more than the United States. Whereas Canada, and it shows here Canada has that one recovered. I think it was that man's wife. She was recovered and released. Tia says, did anyone see the letter that was addressed to the White House? Was that yesterday? Do you have a link to that as well? Maybe I could post it up on the screen here. But I think that was from yesterday, I believe. Let me know if that's the one you're talking about. Well, what was it just saying about people not being able to fly or something into China? Or because I know there's still the big story about that, as well as the economy, which a lot of people were talking about as far as shipments coming in and out of China. It was a girl from London that recovered. So did you hear what happened to the wife? You remember that guy who went to Sunnybrook? What happened to the wife? Yes, the one from yesterday. Let me see if I can pull up the one from Canada. I thought there was the wife also was infected, but I guess she got quarantined and was apparently let go. Oh, she was a Western student, right? The one you're talking about in London. She was in Western University. Trying to find out what happened to the wife. If she, oh, and I don't know if you guys heard about this guy who was joking on the flight on the plane from Toronto to Jamaica. He was joking that he had the coronavirus. Well, he was joking saying that he had some bad food apparently in Wuhan, and yeah, they had to divert the plane back to Toronto. Meanwhile, they were only half an hour away from Jamaica. They had to divert back and get this clown off the plane because they had to charge him with like false claims, even though they had to put a mask on him, quarantine him, and everything. And he released a video the next day saying how sorry he was. Apparently, he's some kind of a rapper, a white rapper or something, and he goes to Jamaica 5 times a year to shoot music videos or whatever. But he sounds very Vanilla Ice type of music, which is kind of crap. But back in the day, it wasn't so crappy. But now, I mean, a guy trying to imitate Vanilla Ice is pretty like a joke. But anyways, he made a video the next day saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry," and then he did it on YouTube, and then in the description he says, "Please forgive me, and as a way of showing my gratitude to you, go out and buy my albums, go out and buy my CDs, and you'll see how truly sorry I am." What are you talking about, guy? She was self-quarantined at home. That's the one in Toronto? There's still some conversation about people getting called as far as the race because they're Asian. BC man who unknowingly became face of coronavirus speaks out against misinformation. says here, a man from British Columbia is speaking out after an image of him wearing a surgical mask was posted online, falsely accusing him of spreading the coronavirus disease, officially known as COVID-19. Jerry Gao, a Volkswagen salesperson living in Richmond, BC, is of Chinese descent. Guo told Global News in an interview that he was dropping his girlfriend off at the Vancouver International Airport when the two were photographed wearing surgical masks. Well, a lot of Asians wear the mask, because that doesn't mean anything. The photo was later uploaded by an aggregate news website. The caption advised people to beware of Chinese travelers wearing masks because masks aren't guaranteed to protect from COVID-19. See, that's all this media that's hyping it up. And again, they shouldn't be saying because of Chinese travelers. It's going to cause a lot of hate towards Asians. Initially, Gao said he took it lightly until one of his friends called him famous when his photo appeared on Richmond News. Honestly, at first, I was a little bit proud of myself, Guo said. I've never been on news before, so I was excited at the time. Then he became concerned it would affect his job. They were using my picture as a cover of the news, and the news was not related to me. It's related to the coronavirus case, so it creates a misunderstanding for people, he said. Angry, Guo said he called his lawyer, who told him the best she could do was write a letter to the original poster and hope they take it down. Feeling like there was no point in doing that, he eventually had all his friends report the photo and article in order to get it removed. Guo's case is not unique, as the virus spreads too, have racist and xenophobic comments targeting people of Chinese and Asian descent across the globe. It was really big in Toronto. I don't know if it was really big around the world, but I did hear a lot of it in and around the Toronto area, and apparently now from Vancouver as well. The fear is not based on fact or evidence, Wang said. He said all viruses behave and spread in relatively similar ways, regardless of race, mutating year after year, often determined by the place and time they come into contact with human beings, rather than by the people themselves. Race has nothing to do with the viruses, said Wang. Unfortunately, this time around, it is in China, and China is such a populated country, so it's spread very, very fast. Goes on here, Jeffrey Fong, a professor of psychology, public health, and health systems at the University of Waterloo, expressed concerns that misinformation could be spreading faster than the virus itself. All depends on who you're hearing it from, right? There are two viral outbreaks that are going on. One of them is the pathogen of coronavirus, and the other one connected to that is the information that's being spread virally through the channels of social media, he said. So that's all about the racism, which unfortunately is everywhere, but mainly a lot in Canada. The cashier says 60,000 cases were at least 100,000 last week. The cashier, welcome to the channel. I see you're new here. I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I do make a new video, which is daily. But let me check out some news articles and we'll see what some numbers are. But as of this morning, they said 60,000 cases. We'll see if the numbers have changed. I think it all varies from website to website, depending on which news articles we're reading. But let's take a look at some news articles and we'll see what numbers they give us. Let's type in coronavirus cases. Okay, so as you see here, it says coronavirus update live. This is from another website. 60,416 and 1,370 deaths. Go back to BNO News, and that number is 64,171 and 1,486. So this one is a little further back than the one from BNO News. So I tell people the best website to check out to get any kind of idea as to rough numbers is BNO News. I've said it from the start. I've stuck with this website. This is the one that I follow, and I've looked at when they give out the numbers. These are the ones that I kind of judge to be correct. And that last update was about half an hour ago at 7:43. Let me refresh the screen and see if there is a new update. Usually they update about once an hour. Still 7:43. So that's the latest numbers as of half an hour ago. Spicy Bear says it's doubling every 3.8 days. Yeah, there was a real spike in the last 24 hours. Before that, I mean, of course, it was going up, but very, very not so much. But now it's like jumped big time. I think the last time was around 10,000. Next thing you know, we're nearing 60, and now we're over 60. So, but Spicy Bear, I think you're new here as well. Welcome to the channel. Raven says, new Los Alamos research paper update the R0 to now be between 4.7 and 6.6, with quarantine actions in Wuhan only cutting the RO locally by 55%, and cases now double every 2.4 days. Well, there you go, Spicy. Even lower, 2.4 days. Scary, scary thought. That. But okay, so if it was 10,000 something like 3 days ago, to go up to 60,000, that's more than double. That's 5 times the amount in about 2 to 3 days. So you see what I'm saying? We're getting different numbers from wherever we're looking at, whatever website we're listening to or following. We're getting different numbers all the time. Spicy Bear says, I read about the 3.8 days figure about a week ago. It might very well be doubling faster now, no doubt. I think it's even more than doubling every 2 to 3 days. Fanny, welcome. Good evening. That's my moderator, Fanny. What have you heard today, Fanny? You got a higher number than the one we're shooting out there? I put on the topic there nearly 60. On BNO News, it's over now. It's up to 64. 64,171. Another thing I didn't really understand when they changed the name from coronavirus to COVID-19. What was so bad about the word coronavirus? Isn't it a little more complicated for people to be COVID-19? COVID-19 sounds more like a biological, biowarfare type code or something, you know? They were saying, or they were trying to not downplay it, saying it's anything to do with the bio lab or anything like that. Well, then why are you changing it to COVID-19? A lot of pressure coming to the WHO, I'm sure. New cases in Texas, Japan, London. Yeah, it's just, we can go on and on and on. Let's pull up some news websites and see what the latest is. We'll go and check it all out together on news.google.com. See what some of the headlines are. Knife Collector says San Diego lab discovers COVID-19 vaccine in 3 hours, but tests on humans will be early summer. Then the time to produce enough for the infected people. We might be in deep trouble by that time, no doubt. More than trouble by that time. It'll be way too late. The world as we know it says can't call it coronavirus as there is many coronaviruses, but they started off calling it coronavirus, right? Stands for corona virus disease. I think 19 is for the year. Oh, because they discovered it in December or something? Robin says, is there yet delivery shortage for supplies such as N100, FFP3 masks, and approved hazmat suits in North America? Estimated delivery in European market by producer 3M for supplies now set to 24th May. It's longer here, Robin. It's even longer than that. Masks were sold out in like not even half a day when that first started. Fanny says, also Los Angeles has 1,000 people being monitored. Yeah, so you see, I don't know how these numbers from China keep getting so low. Let's take a look here. This one says images of new coronavirus just released. This was from about 4 hours ago. Let's see what this is all about. So this photo here says this scanning electron microscope image shows SARS-CoV-2, yellow, among human cells, which is the pink. This virus was isolated from a patient in the US. Color has been added to the image to better show the virus and its environment. That's massive. On Thursday, February 13, the Rocky Mountain Laboratories at the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease revealed some of the first images of SARS-CoV-2. Yeah, here's some more of it. So this scanning electron microscope image shows the new coronavirus, which is the yellow, among human cells, which is blue, pink, and purple. And again, color has been added to the image to better show the virus and its environment. The SARS-CoV-2 virus looks similar to the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome coronavirus, MERS-CoV, which emerged in 2012, and the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome coronavirus, SARS-CoV, which emerged in 2002. That's because all three of these viruses are in the same family of coronaviruses, which are named for their crown-like appearance, most apparent in the transmission electron image. The word corona in Latin means crown. This one here is a transmission electron microscope image showing the new coronavirus emerging from the surface of human cells. So those are some of the images. Spicy Bear says, a doctor on a video I watched said to fight the virus, improve your chance of survival if you get it. Boost your immune system by taking vitamin C and D and small amounts of vitamin E. And get your body more alkaline and less acidic. Even antacids can lower your acidity. One question I have for you is, okay, for us, we can do all these precautionary measures. What about the people in Wuhan who can't even get out of their own house because they've been locked in? How are they not going to eventually just die from this? Not even, you know what? Even if they don't have it, they're going to die because they can't get out to get food anyway. Right? So they're going to die of starvation. All the videos that I've been posting, every single one of them, have you ever seen a cop take away somebody peacefully? Every single one of them, they're pushing them, throwing them to the ground, throwing them into the truck, beating them up, punching them, kicking them. What is that all about? When somebody is sick or somebody's not feeling well, where anywhere in this world have you seen people getting beat up because they're not feeling good? Or not only that, you don't wear a mask, you're going to get your ass kicked. Where else would you see that? Do we even see that in North Korea? I mean, I haven't seen any videos from North Korea, so I can't really say, but China, is it worse than North Korea? It looks like it, right? Jim Acosta says, plenty of rubber gloves, but no masks to be found. I last saw and bought 3 boxes January 12 at Dollar General. I have R195 reporting from El Paso. Yeah, the gloves are abundant. You can find gloves, no problem. It's the masks that have been the problem since the beginning. And they're still very, very hard to find. Raven says that's going to be a major problem for the health sector. Yeah, so guys, gals, Fanny posted another link to the BNO site if you want to check it out. Best thing to do is bookmark it. That way you can check it at any time. Like I said, they update about every hour. So that's an awesome website to check out hourly. Knife Collector says, if it gets as bad here as in China, we will have a lot more to worry about than just a virus. Yeah, and hopefully, if anything does happen, hopefully then the news can start reporting some real facts, some real video as to what's going on, and really wake people up and see why you should be taking precautions. Not showing outside of a hospital of one guy where one guy is being treated, and that's the live update. There's a guy in the hospital, and they're showing the building outside. What is that going to teach us? Tia Spear says it apparently has the HIV gene as well as the SARS. I wonder why that's not shown in the image. Yeah, I don't know. Those were the latest images that I was able to pull up. I don't know why they didn't show that, or why it's not appearing. Fanny says they are under wartime lockdown, whatever that means in China. Fanny says, not sure that is true, Tia. Julie's thanking for the link. Yeah, Julie, make sure you save it. It is a very, very good website. Let's see if there is another update. I don't think so, though. It was only 40 minutes ago. 7:43 was the last update. Still 7:43. Spicy Bear says, I think the real numbers are so bad. If we knew them, most people would really be freaking out. Isn't that the point, though, to be, especially if you're in the news, like mainstream media, to be a professional broadcaster, aren't you supposed to present the facts the way they are? I don't know why they're trying to sugarcoat it as much as possible, not to promote fear. But I understand fear is not a good thing, but it's also a reality. So they should be telling you what's really going on. There is no need to sugarcoat it anymore. It's been a while now. There are so many videos surfacing. The Chinese government try to keep it shut down. The police try to, destroy all the videos, take them offline, whatever. But the ones that do actually come out and for people to see, why doesn't the mainstream media show even one of those videos? Like the empty bus or the empty streets in Wuhan. They don't show that. The other day they showed the street being sprayed, about a 3-second clip. That was it. You couldn't even tell what was going on. We're not, the rest of the world is not China. Why can't they show the videos? It's China that doesn't want the videos to be shown. But this is a disease. This is an epidemic. It's a pandemic. You should be showing as much as you can, not as less as you can, and make it seem like, hey, things are okay. It's not that bad. Look at the numbers. It's so small. No, it's not. Why don't you give us the real numbers? What are we hiding from? This is real life, and we're not a communist country. Jim says, wartime lockdown equals Chinese government is no longer hiding from the world. What an oppressive and cruel group of thugs they truly are. And Jim, what about Xi Jinping? You remember last week we were talking about we couldn't see him for 7 days? We saw him the other day up in Beijing, waving to the crowd, people behind locked doors, screaming, long live. In other words, long live Xi Jinping. What's that all about? They can't even tell him, to go F himself. They'll get shot on the spot. Chantal says, my husband and I are watching. So far, still no COVID-19 in the Netherlands. Hey, Chantal, welcome back. It's like, 9, 10, 12, 2:30 in the morning there, right? Jilly Bean says they found 4 separate HIV inserts in the genome. Spicy Bear. On my birthday on January 24, I woke up that morning and had an overwhelming sense that a lot of people had died, like hundreds of thousands. That never happened to me before in 40 years. It's kind of like a premonition. Sometimes people do get that. I kind of believe in that. When you have a dream and then you wake up and next thing you know, it really happens. It's usually within like family. It's like if you have like a bad dream about one of your family members, like, I don't know, a grandmother or grandfather or something like terrible happened to them. And then you call them the next day and yeah, it's something maybe like, I don't know, a heart attack or something. But there's a lot of that. I definitely believe in that kind of stuff. The world as we know it. Lots of interesting updates coming out of the States as well. Trump forming that task force, now getting 11 military bases into quarantine zones. The task force is looking in the possibility that it's a bioweapon. Well, again, how much talk was there about this biolab, right? And they again downplayed that as well. They were still trying to shoot for the whole market thing that started in the market. Edie Krauser says, I can only think they want as many to die as possible, so they go for the max spread. It's just maybe it's just so out of hand that they can't control it anymore. I mean, look, they're locking people inside their house, for crying out loud. By the way, Edie Krauser, welcome back. Spicy Bear, I have a strong sixth sense. Fanny says you're buffering, maybe lower bit rate. Yeah, I can try to do that. Let me. It might also be the stream that keeps coming down. Here, let me keep it like this, and let me know if it gets any better. I'll keep just a headline up there. The world as we know it. Yeah, I'm seeing the same here. Let me know if the stream gets any better. Okay. If not, I'll try to figure out how to lower the bit rate a bit. Jilly Bean says that was a body double, not the real G. It could have been, but I did see some other videos where he was in a hospital getting spray on his hands and whatnot. So who really knows, right? It was much like Saddam, has a whole bunch of body doubles with him, and nobody really knows who the real one is and where the real one is. Raven says, Jilly Bean, that's true, but that's also the case for other coronaviruses. That's also the case for other communist countries. They all do that. Like I said, Saddam did it. Well, Osama had a bunch of children around him. He was another coward, but the world as we know it. Odd to me, though, Trump says that this will have a very good outcome in the States, yet they are getting ready to quarantine tons of people. I'm not one from much for politics as far as Trump and the U.S. goes, but do you believe anything that comes out of his mouth? Is that really the one we want to go to find out what's really happening? Edie Krauser says, doesn't seem to me Trump really knows what's going on. I just said that, see? Great minds think alike, Krauser. Haley, hey, I'm just tuning in. Welcome, Haley. I think, are you new here? I think you're on the last stream, or you're a first-timer. Anyway, for all you first-timers that are joining in, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, hit the bell icon so you are going to be notified when I do make new streams and new videos. I have been making new videos daily. This coming weekend, I don't know how much I'll be posting, as I'm going to be tied up doing a couple of things, but I will try to post some videos this weekend. If I don't, fear not, I will be back by Sunday evening, and we'll continue to post. I will still have time to reply to any comments that you guys do leave in the comments section of any of the videos that I have posted. Also, how is the buffering going here? Are you guys still able to catch everything that's happening? Jelly Bean says, really, Raven, I think this thing is a bioweapon. A lot of people are saying the exact same thing. The world as we know it says, hello, Haley, welcome. Yeah, the thing you guys are going to find, whoever's new here, there's a bunch of good people in this channel, in this stream, and all the subscribers that I do have been really, really, really amazing. Each and every one of you. You guys have been, all thoughtful, not giving anybody in the chat a hard time. Even, people don't always agree on the same thing. But you guys are very well spoken and are really, really civil and down to earth. So I thank all you guys for that. Is the stream still buffering? Let me know. I'd have to lower the bit rate, but I don't know if you guys are okay now that I just posted the picture the way it is now. I'm gonna pull up another news article, find out what's the newest, what's the latest. Haley, yeah, you are a first timer. I thought so. Because I saw you left a couple messages on some of the videos, so I wasn't sure if you were on the last live stream or if you were just on leaving messages on the videos. But I did see your messages. Thank you. Okay, this article says Wuhan coronavirus. Why Hubei cases spiked after diagnosis change. I'll pull that one up and then I'll flip it on the screen for all of us to check out. Knife Collector says, no government will tell you the truth. As you are drawing your last breath, they will be telling you it's okay. Don't worry. Especially China. Haley says, seen and liked some of your vids already. Thank you very much, Haley. Edie Krauser, planting as much as the weather allows and live out in the country. At least have some veggies if and when lockdowns come. You can never be too prepared. You know what I mean? Okay, so far so good, better. Okay, thanks, guys. Hans. Hey, Hans, welcome. I see that's a new person here for sure. Never seen that name here before. Welcome. The news in Germany shows today China is sending hundreds of tons garlic to Wuhan. They showed many trucks full of garlic. Yeah, I was hearing something about the garlic that it was okay. It prevents yourself from getting some kind of virus or something. Chantal says, did you get more information about the 18-year-old girl who attacked a grandmother with her 11-year-old granddaughter? The only information I had a fuller video. It was about 10 seconds longer, but it was way too graphic to post, so I didn't bother with that because YouTube were gonna for sure take that video down. It was way too bloody and too gory. As far as the story went, there was 1 or 2 disinfectant cans or something, some kind of spray in a supermarket that the grandmother and her granddaughter were going to buy. And apparently this 18-year-old woman, if you want to call her that, was with, I believe, her parents, and they were fighting over these 2 remaining bottles. The 18-year-old girl didn't like the fact that the grandmother and the granddaughter took the bottles, so she stabbed them both. She got apprehended right away. She was taken off in the police car, and God knows what happens from here, right? Of course, everybody's saying throw the book at her, and I agree. But who knows what's going to happen because we're not going to hear any more about it. I think it was about 5 to 10 minutes after this video was posted, quickly got deleted. And so I was lucky enough to grab it and post whatever I did on YouTube as far as trying to cut it up as much without showing any blood, which was kind of impossible because if I left it with no blood at all, you'd have like a 2-second video. So I left as much as I could, put it on a loop, talked about it, and that's as much information I have about it right now. It's still kind of new because it only happened a couple days ago. Tia saying, Haley, if you like the live stream, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when he posts new videos and goes live. And please give a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, Tia. I appreciate that. You're well on your way to becoming a moderator for me, Tia. Let's just say the next video, it's you. All right. Haley says, not buffering here. You're welcome and thank you. I did, Tia. Okay, Haley, great. Thanks for letting me know that's the buffering has subsided for now. Hopefully it'll continue to be that way. Oh, that was another thing about the internet. Speaking of the internet, there's a very, very strong rumor that Wuhan will be shutting down the internet access to all of Wuhan, mainly because of people posting videos. If you can believe that. That was their reason as to why they're on the verge of shutting down the internet access in Wuhan. Unreal, eh? Unreal. The world as we know it. Not sure if anybody noticed this, but we are 64 deaths shy of having double the deaths that was caused by SARS. Yeah, and then I think we already passed that. But yeah, officially, well, from their numbers, unofficially we haven't reached those numbers, but I think we've already surpassed that a while ago. Haley says, I don't watch mainstream media, so I can't update on what mainstream media says. Thank God. I respect you for that. I try to tell people not to watch mainstream media either. Follow your own, do your own due diligence. You are better than these journalists or broadcasters that are on mainstream media showing you whatever they want to show you. Do your own research and you can find a lot more information on your own than what they will give you. So you don't really need mainstream media after all, especially now with the internet out. Information is right at your fingertips. Who watches the news anyways? I mean on TV. Jilly Bean says, what happened? What happened to what? 80 Krauser says, garlic is an old-timey remedy. Actually supposed to be antimicrobial, but not sure about virus. That's what they were saying. They could be fighting the virus as well. I saw some guys putting garlic around their neck. I was thinking if I was watching like a vampire movie or something at one point. Haley says, garlic is good for health. Definitely, it is very, very healthy. Raven at Jillybean says, that's a very plausible theory. But for now, a global united fight against the virus is the most important, and accusations of such can only damage the fight as now. Spicy Bear says, I could be wrong, though. About... Oh, okay, hold on. I didn't read your message. I missed it here. Been out of the Army for 18 years. We trained in nuclear, biological, chemical warfare. This absolutely looks like a bioweapon. Spicy Bear, like I said, many people are agreeing with you. Many people are thinking the same way. So whether you're right or wrong, that's your your thoughts. So I don't see it right or wrong. It's just a matter of do people agree with you or do they not agree with you? In the end, who knows? It may be the case, right? So Knife Collector says, garlic is an antiviral as well as elderberry extract, olive leaf, and calendula extract. Leanne says, I'm an Australian in Australia, and it has hit Australia but not telling us anything about it. Believe the Australian government is keeping us in the dark, especially North Territory where I am. Well, not only will the government keep it quiet, but so will the news stations. So, again, check it out online and try to get as much information as you can from online. And that's the other thing. If people are from your country, like, if you got some Americans here, you got people from Europe, you got people from Australia, we got people from all over the world. And that's another great thing about this chat. We can share what we know from our own country as well as from other countries and educate ourselves even more. So it's great that we're spread out all over the world. We can give you reports from wherever we are and update our situation, and that makes it better. Mainstream media, you would watch it from where you are, and you wouldn't know about other parts of the world. Like if we're in Canada or US, we're not going to know about what's happening in Germany, what's happening in Holland, what's happening in Australia. They're not even giving us information about what's happening inside China, for crying out loud. So think I got to calm down. I'm getting a little too excited tonight. Usually I'm like nice and calm. And I had one guy tell me on Reddit the other day, he watched one of my videos. He thought it was an ASMR video because I was talking like this, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why I'm so hyper tonight. Maybe it's this tea with all the sugar I'm having in it. I don't know. Jelly Bean, I agree, but I hope they investigate it after everything calms down at Raven. I think it's a little too late to investigate. Should have been done already. 80 Krauser, good thing I've got probably 50 or 60 garlic plants growing. Ain't that the truth? That's great. Haley, that's right. Chantel, 2 a week. I watch the news on mainstream media just to know what lies they are spreading. I see. That's another thing I like about you guys. A lot of you just don't like the mainstream media. So we're all on the same page. That's awesome. Raven says, Jilly Bean, yes, I'm sure they will. If the result of any investigation on that subject can be trusted, though. Fanny, I think they aren't telling us a lot in other countries. To spare panic, I suppose. Okay, but I know to spare panic. That's what everybody's saying. No, don't promote fear. Don't do this. Don't do that. For how much longer? How long can we go on like this with the mainstream media saying, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Meanwhile, these numbers continue to go up ever so slowly as they want to show it, but they're still going up. Fanny also says they are telling military how to prevent catching it, etc. My hubby is Air Force. Oh, so you got the inside scoop as to what's going on in that aspect as far as the military goes. That's awesome. Shelly Suck says, LOL, if Trump don't know what's going on, maybe we can ask Trudeau when he gets back from his Airbnb. Well, I kind of like Trudeau, so I'm not gonna bash him. I mean, I don't know if compared to Trump and the Americans, I think we got it pretty good up here in Canada with Trudeau. I don't have a problem with him. I didn't have a problem with his father either, Pierre. But that might be a topic for another day. I don't know how many of you are interested in Canadian politics, but Edie Krauser, about to get home, gotta go. Be all stay healthy. Bye all, stay healthy. Edie Krauser, thanks again for joining. And yeah, as always, stay healthy, protect the family, peace and love all the time, all right? Take care, my man. T.S. Beers, all governments are keeping us in the dark. Doesn't matter where you're from. They are all liars when it comes to this. I don't trust anything any government officials say. Haley and Mawakaga totally agree with you, Tia. Absolutely. It's all a matter of what people do totally listen to the government. The thing with us is we're very lucky because look at the people in China. They don't have a choice. Whether you agree with the government or not, you don't have a say. You have to agree with them if you don't want to go to jail. So we got it pretty good. In every other part of where we are, we got it really good. Think about the people though in China who have absolutely no say in anything. I'm telling you, it's worse if not exactly the same as North Korea, which you wouldn't have thought of for a place as big as China. In this day and age, I know they had Chairman Mao and Xi Jinping and whoever else they had before him. It's always been the same story though. One D-bag after another. You know what I mean? Haley says, Hyper, I've been drinking my green tea today, and I've planted garlic a few days ago. Fanny says, it will be too late by the time they say prepare. Yeah, I think it's already too late. They should have already given us, some kind of a heads up. Not, it's going to be fine. It's okay. It's no big deal. Only a few cases here, there, and anywhere else. Knife Collector says, I don't have TV, so I can't watch the news. I get my news from online alternative sites. And you know what, Knife? That's the best place to get them. From the other side, not from the side they want us to see, from the side that we can find on our own. Julie Bean says, anyone seen that movie, Mars Attacks, where the aliens keep telling everyone not to worry and that they're not in danger? Yeah, so I guess the aliens are the CCP in this case. The world as we know it. Don't even get me started with Canadian politics, LMAO. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we should get into it because that's where you're really going to get like 50-50. They say that in life, there's two things you should never discuss with anybody that you don't know: religion and politics, because that's how all wars are started, either by religion or by politics. And if you think about it, it's 99% true. That is how wars are started. Haley says, I have heard about military bases into quarantine centers. Yeah, so where are they popping up? Did they mention what places they're popping up in? Chantal wants us to create the hashtag boycott mainstream media. We should do that actually on Twitter. Let's go for it. Julie Bean agrees. Haley says we have a choice for now. Hopefully we'll have a choice down the road too, right? Okay, so let's pull up some news stories. I'm trying to find the latest one. Just give me a sec. I'm going to find one here. Okay, let's check out what you need to know about, or what you need to know now about the coronavirus. New method of diagnosing illness. I'm going to load that up and we'll have a read on that. Raven says, anyone else struggle with the sweet point about preparing, but also not overdoing it? I almost bought a US $3,000 portable oxygen generator last week. The thing with buying those kind of things, though, they don't expire, you know. So even if you do go ahead and buy it and everything ends up getting better, down the road, you never know, right? It could still come in handy. So as long as you don't buy stuff like, I don't know, like 2,000 cartons of milk, you know, which is going to expire like next month, then you can get stuff like that. But no, I don't think it's overdoing it. Definitely not. I think it's a good idea, actually. So this is from cbc.ca news. Let's see. Spike in new cases, deaths stems from casting net wider so fewer cases are missed. Here's the latest. Death toll reaches, we know that, apparent spike in cases relates to new method of diagnosis for COVID-19. China has worked through backlog of cases from earlier in the outbreak, some now clinically confirmed positive. China now has 59,805 laboratory and clinically confirmed cases, up 15,152. Diamond Princess cruise ship docked in Yokohama, Japan is largest cluster outside of China. 12 Canadians who were aboard have the illness. No additional countries are reporting cases. And that's just a breakdown again. Where is this in? A mother and toddler wear masks and plastic raincoats in an attempt to protect from exposure. Oh, Shanghai railway station on Thursday. So that's Shanghai. I would imagine that this area would be a lot busier had it not been for the virus spreading. But I've noticed, yeah, a lot of places are really, really like not so populated anymore compared to when you watch, you know, people going into subways before and going to public places. It was packed. Now it's like, look at all this walking room over here. It's all empty. Higher numbers may contain some good news. Medical experts say the higher numbers likely reflect a more accurate picture of the illness. So how's that good news? Given the change in classification, it is unsurprising that we have seen an increase in confirmed cases, but this does not necessarily mean that we are seeing an increase in the rate of infection. What it does mean is that we may now have a more accurate measure of the true extent of the outbreak, which in the longer term will improve our ability to predict how the virus may spread in the future. 12 Canadians test positive on cruise ship. Foreign Affairs Minister said 12 Canadians who were aboard the ship have contracted COVID-19. Further, 44 cases were reported on the vessel Thursday, raising the total to 219. Authorities said some elderly people would finally be allowed to disembark on Friday, so tomorrow. They've since been moved to Japanese health facilities, and at least 3 require hospitalization. Passengers of the Diamond Princess cruise ship continue to be quarantined at Daikoko Pier Cruise Terminal in Yokohama, south of Tokyo. Death toll steady around 2%. I don't believe that number. That's it for this one. But yeah, see, this guy's saying the numbers are high, but that's okay. It's not exactly a bad news. Every article you read, you're going to get a different story. It's because they don't really know. Fanny says, I have everything but oxygen, Raven. Not sure what overprepared is. Yeah, I don't think you could ever be overprepared. Like I said, if it doesn't have an expiry date, it's all good. Chantel says, everything you give attention keeps growing. Fake Christian Clown Show says, make your plague doc mask. Haley, it's always a good idea to have a house inventory stocked as if for emergency. Yeah, I agree to that. Fanny, I stay prepped for tornadoes, so it may come in handy. Fanny, how often do you get tornadoes? You get them pretty often, don't you? Like at least once a year, right? Tia Spears is saying hello to Fake Christian Clown Show and welcome to the channel. I think you're also new here, right, Fake Christian Clown Show? So yeah, I don't know if any of you have noticed, though, I have reached over 1,100 subscribers. So I'm not going to activate ads or anything on the channel yet. Maybe in 3-4 months. I'm not sure yet. And I also am not going to enable any kind of like super chat or anything. The only thing I did put down, and I'll start putting down on my videos, is like a donation link. You see it scrolling on the screen as well. If you ever do want to donate, of course, no pressure. I'm never gonna like say, oh, do this or keep the stream going, whatever. If you guys want to send a tip or whatever, there is a link on the bottom of this video. It would be appreciated, of course, but no need. You know what I mean? If you're wanting to, of course, it's all good, but no pressure is what I mean. Chantel just sent the first tweet. They are spreading lies. Boycott mainstream media. Wow, you didn't take that too long there, did you? Leanne says, where I am, nothing bad ever happens. Ever. Only 45-degree heat. Where are you at, Leanne? 45 degrees, what, Celsius? Or Fahrenheit? Well, I guess it can't be Fahrenheit. That's not too hot, is it? 45 degrees is like, that's only like 10 degrees Celsius, I think. Something like that. Where are you about, Leanne? So let's see if there's any other news updates. Let's go back to BNO News. See if there has been a new update since, what was the last time? 7:43, I think. 743. All right, let's refresh. So it was 64,171. No, no update. Still 743. Fanny says, regarding the tornadoes, many times a year. We had some in October, usually from May to well end of summer these days. So have you ever been like in one, or how close have you been to one? That must be pretty scary. Up in Canada, we don't really have that problem, but yeah, you must have. Well, that's like freaking, yeah. My typing skills have died today. It's okay. It's been a long night. It's almost Friday. It's been a long week, right? It's 9 o'clock in these parts. Imagine you were in Holland or, Australia. Well, Australia is afternoon now, but if you're in Holland or the UK or somewhere, you're looking at like 3 in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning. Good luck typing at that hour. Haley says, Fanny, my phone hates me and usually does many typos. See? You're not the only one, Fanny. Haley's joining the party. The typo party. Let's see if there's any other news updates. That's the other thing about, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed there isn't that many people on YouTube posting videos from inside China. I know there was another one. I think his name was Newsmonger or something like that. But there isn't that many people. I'm very surprised that there isn't that many people, spreading this kind of like videos all over the place. There's quite a few on other platforms, but on YouTube, not that many. I guess for fear of getting taken down or getting copyright strike or something, but Leanne says it's a killer heat. Where are you? Where are you? 45 degrees, then that's got to be Celsius. So I'm assuming, or are you in Australia? Do they have Celsius there? I'm not even sure. Haley saying, are you Tornado Alley, Fanny? Sulolo, hello, hi, Em. Sulolo from Italia. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the canale, I guess you would call it. Another one at 3 in the morning. Knife Collector, as far as the 11 military bases, found this. These are tertiary locations? How do you say that word? And HHS already has primary and secondary locations identified that are not DoD facilities, the DoD said in a statement. Fanny says, I've been in an F5. Used to call it Tornado Street where I live. So F5, is that the worst one? How does it go? It goes from F1 to F5, or does it go from F5 to F1, or how does that work? F5 is the strongest, or like one of the weakest ones? Tia says, that's Sulolo. Hey, welcome back. Hope you've been well. Yeah, Sulolo's been in quite a few streams as well. Fanny's, yes, Haley, Oklahoma. Chantel, yep, 3:05 in Holland. Exactly, 6 hours ahead. Haley, wow, very scary indeed. That's Tornado Alley for sure. So I'm assuming F5 is pretty serious. Sue Lolo says, who can cure the coronavirus? Police with weapons and Chinese government main media? Medicine? Nah. Doctors? Nah. Lots of doctors died. And of course, the main one was Dr. Lee, who first blew the whistle on this whole thing, passing away earlier this week. It was very, very sad. That was a real heartbreaker. I was thinking of, I don't know if it's through some kind of like Teespring or something like that. I wanted to try to make some kind of T-shirt with like his picture on it, like his face on it with a mask on, or even without. A really nice picture of him, and just put on the top, Dr. Lee, and right underneath, True Hero. If you guys have any ideas how to go about doing that, like I'll look into it, but I think that would be a pretty good idea. The only thing is like, what would I say? All proceeds go to what? Because I can't send money to anybody of his family there, because China's going to block it. So I don't want to do it to make money for myself. So I really don't know where I would go with that. Maybe charity or something, or I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, and we could probably work something out there. I think it'd be a good thing to do as far as for respect the guy. He was a true hero for sure. Fanny says YouTube is kind of throttling people that post on it or demonetizing them. So are they demonetizing even the videos that they're making? Like, okay, say for example, I want to monetize my videos, right? Not the ones with the videos of what's happening inside China, but say I want to monetize this video talking about the coronavirus. Are they going to demonetize that one too? Like if I post this one and monetize this one, do you think they're going to demonetize it just because we're discussing about the coronavirus? I mean, I'm not showing any videos about it, right? We're just talking about it. But then again, you probably don't know. Who knows? It's up to them, I guess. Tia says, yeah, YouTube are being D-bags. Wouldn't want the truth to get out. Hey, you stole my word. I said D-bag earlier, Tia. Well, it's okay. You're Canadian too, so I guess we're both allowed to speak the same way. But none of your sentences so far ended with an EH. What's going on? You sure you're a true Canadian? Are you really a Canuck, Tia? Eh? Fanny says, DOD is Department of Defense. F5 is the worst. May 3rd, look it up. I was in that. Do you have photos? Send me some photos of that. That would be amazing. I don't mean like cool as in like, oh wow, that's so awesome. Like just that you were actually there and you experienced it firsthand, Leanne says NT, Northern Territory, the top end. So, okay, so you guys do have Celsius then, I guess, in Australia. Fanny says, my other channel has a day we were in one of my cars. News dude said leave, and we got gridlocked on the freeway. Fanny, send me the link to that. I want to check it out. Yeah, see, even Tina wants to check it out now. She says, you have another channel, Fanny? Fanny says, 2,600 PLA medical staff sent to Wuhan. Guess that is military. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Sulolo, hello. Wow, woke up by so much information. Unbelievable. All the mainland Chinese. Do they know they shouldn't be treated this way? This government totally against human rights. Definitely, Sulolo. You sound very, very upset about this whole situation as well. You're really taking it to heart, I see. May I ask, do you have anybody in China? Or do you know anybody in China? Friends, family, or something? Or Fanny says, yeah, my very first one, just family stuff from before YouTube was Google. Yeah, back in the day, right? Tia Spears says, okay, Fanny. Fanny, probably yes, Mava. Probably yes, they would monetize it, or probably yes, they wouldn't monetize it. I would think they would monetize it because we're just talking about it. I think, yeah, if you show videos about it, and there's that one other person I said there was a newsmonger or something. He posts videos with just the subtitles on it, but he doesn't give any voiceover about it or anything. So I don't know how. I didn't even notice if he's are monetized. I think they are though. I think I've seen ads before his videos. I'm not 100% positive, but I think I've seen ads on his. Brendan Daniels, hope all is well, Mav. Love hearing your voice, bro. Brendan, I appreciate that, man. You're a good man. Chantel says, do you believe the official numbers of infected and recovered and death people? No. Don't even have to ask me that question. I've said it from the start. I've always added 2 or 3 zeros after the cases, after the deaths. No, no way is that number correct. Not at all. Brandon saying hi to Fanny. Chantel, who owns the BNO website that you use? I think if we scroll down, let me go to it and we'll find out together. See if it says anywhere at the top or at the bottom about. Let's click on Contact Us. Oh, I hope it doesn't. Okay. Do you have a news tip? Want to subscribe to our newswire or just want to get in touch with us? Whatever the reason, we'd love to hear from you. For news tips, click here to subscribe. To advertise. Here we go. BNO News BV is incorporated in the Netherlands and registered by the Chamber of Commerce. Our mailing address is, and that's in Holland. So isn't that by your neck of the woods? There's somebody in here from Holland that might know where this place is. Brendan says there are no official numbers. There are only confirmed cases at Chantel. Yeah, so take it for what you will, right? Fanny, that's the link to your video, I'm assuming. Shoot it to me in an email later on, okay? I want to check it out later. Brandon, it's humanly impossible to keep track of every case. People can only guess at Chantel. Yeah, that's why we're getting so many different numbers from different places. Wherever you're going to watch, you're going to have a different number. Julie Bean says, China needs to rise up and overthrow that government. The question, Julie Bean, is how or who? It's been years, decades, centuries. How do you stand up and just overthrow it? With all those people there? I'm sure that they could have tried it by now, right? There's just no way. Sue Lolo says, I will be back. I need coffee. I thought you wanted a cappuccino or an espresso. Fanny, they have demonetized vloggers' videos just talking about it. Inappropriate content for ads if the AI catches it. And it's hard enough to get monetized on YouTube, and then once you do reach the threshold, they still have ways to not monetize you. So it's not so easy. But again, if people are on here just to try to get monetized, that's the wrong way of looking at doing videos on YouTube. I started talking about coronavirus, and I think I had 100 subscribers or something. Ever since then, I'm up to over 1,100, and I still haven't applied for monetization because that's not what I was about to begin with. So, as I said, maybe down the road I'll do it, but right now there is really no need for me to do it. I like it the way it is. As I've said, I could have very easily streamed as well to Facebook, Periscope, all that jazz, right? There's so many other places I could stream, but I found my niche with you guys. Honestly, I've never had more than I think 30 people in the chat, and that's much better than having 1,000 people in the chat and having 500, 600, 700 of them being trolls. You know what I mean? I like it to be a tight knit group like you guys. It feels more like a family. We all get along so well, and that's why I keep doing this. Okay, so where have I left off here? Tia Spears. A couple years back, I had a cousin who was teaching English in a school there in Wuhan. She did that for a year and then moved to Vancouver. I'm glad she didn't choose to stay in China. Can you imagine? Wow, she's lucky she left. Fanny, yeah, that's the link for the BNO News. If anybody wants to click on it and save it on a bookmark, Fanny posted that website for you guys. Sulolo says, one business owner had an offer. Stop making clothes, stop making masks, making millions of special bags for the bodies. Can you believe it? How many people died in China? Seriously. A lot more than they're telling us. No doubt. Blah Blah Baby says, has anyone asked how rental car agencies are disinfecting rental vehicles across the globe? They probably haven't. Haley, I wonder how long this virus will go on before China get back to norm over there. A better question is, will it ever get back to normal over there? Fanny says, from that day, yes. Blah Blah Baby. Communists, no guns for the people. They cannot fight against people with guns. Sue Lolo says, people believe their government will save their lives and they wait indoor, waiting to die. Did you see any government member sending their loved one? No, of course not. It's a simple case of us against them. And when they show up, the higher ups, you have to bow down and kiss their toenails. Chantel says, I write down the email address so I can contact them. Tilburg is in the south of the Netherlands. So did you write it down, or do you want me to put it back on the screen again? Fanny says, never rely on the government. Yeah, no matter which country you're in. Sue Lolo says, send their loved one to Wuhan, sending their families to those red zones. Tia Spears at Blah Blah Baby. Hello and welcome. How are you tonight? Life Collector. Communism is the aftermath of socialism. And as the old saying goes, you can vote your way into socialism, but you'll have to shoot your way out. Good point. Chantal Hartfeld says, don't know what Chamber of Commerce is, but my husband and I are going to find out. Well, Chantal, I can give you the other, if you want their email address and stuff. Here, let me put this back on the screen for you. This is, even if you go to their website, you just click on their About Us page, you'll get this one, or contact us. But if you want to write down any of their information, it's on the screen. I'll leave it up for a few minutes for you, okay? All right, so Haley says quality, not quantity. Okay, Chantal, so like I said, just go to B&O News if you need any of that other information there with the email addresses or anything else. I think all you would really need is if you want to email, that's for press inquiries and interview requests. You don't need that. You don't need to advertise. For anything else, including business, syndication, tech issues, corrections, send an email to contact@bnonews.com. That's all you really need. And you got the address down at the bottom. And in case you need it again, like I said, just go to bnonews.com and then click on the Contact Us, and it'll be there. Sulolo says, the government brainwashed local Chinese so successful, and the government still refused the help from outside world. This is a massacre. This is murder. You sound very, very upset, Sulolo. I understand your frustration. And if you need a place to vent and let out your anger, this is the place to do it, right? He says, GS News saying loud explosion in Wuhan. Just now? In Wuhan right now, it's about 10:30 in the morning. Did you just hear that now, or Chantal already wrote down? Okay, good. Fanny says, WHO said in their press conference today they need to identify the animals this came from, or it will likely not end. Well, if it didn't come from an animal, then it will, according to them, it will never end, right? Sue Lola says, nothing we can do when China closed the door. I was going to post some more videos from inside China today. I did one this morning when I was reading the news article. But the reason why I didn't post any more after that, to be honest with you guys, was I saw a very, very disturbing video today that I really wish I didn't see. And I really didn't know what was happening until it actually happened. I don't even know if I should talk about it. I don't know how many pet lovers we have here, but there was one video where they were showing a few people standing around and beating a helpless dog with a stick, and the dog was yelping. And I really don't want to even like say too much about it. It was just really, really disturbing. And like we've grown prone to see the police beat up all these human beings over and over and over again. I didn't see much about animal brutality. So when I see that, it kind of like hits harder because it's just something so vicious. It's like people can at least try to fight back. Animals can't. And that's not what the animals are there for, you know. But anyway, enough of that. I really don't want to say too much more about that. It was just really, really upsetting to see that. Something you can't erase from your mind, you know, as much as you want to. Let's see if there's any other latest updates. Oh, how many of you also were following that journalist who apparently went missing, and that other guy who had his knitted hat and was talking about how bad the state of Wuhan is in right now? And what did you guys think of that? If you guys know anything about it, Tia says it didn't come from an animal. Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just an easy escape, right? Blame it on some animal. Yeah, well, they've been eating like bat soup and stuff like that for years. All right, and nothing happened. Funny how they don't mention anything about the biolab, though, right? Leanne says, when I tune out of this channel, I will be typing in the Australian government to try to find out what the Australian government is doing about this for Australia. Well, Leanne, let us know once you hear back from them, or should I say, let us know if you ever hear back from them. Sulolo says, now they back to work. One question: will you order products from China? What if during the process virus will come with the package? It depends how long it takes to get the package sent from, if you're ordering anything from China, which I don't recommend doing right now. But it depends how long it would take to arrive to whatever country you're in. Because I think it can hold for up to a week or something in a box or something. But again, it all depends on how long it takes to arrive to you, which again, I would not recommend ordering anything from China currently. Haley says, yes, Grand Supreme GS News has live stream on, says loud explosion in Wuhan. Haven't watched, so I don't know when it happened. Tia Spears says, yes, right now there has been an explosion in Wuhan, followed by dozens of helicopters. Hubby just looked it up. The world as we know it says this explosion has to do with Wuhan's power grid. All right, let me see if I can find anything on this explosion. Oh, one place that might have something is Twitter. Let's check out Twitter. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna pull up Twitter and we can check out the explosion, see what information we can pull up from Twitter. Sue Lolo says, look at the cruise ship. I believe big city in China will get worse after workers back to work. Oh, wow, a lot going on over there, says Haley. Yeah, when is that? When are they going back to work? Give me a second, guys. I'm just looking over some tweets, and then I'm going to switch over the screen, and we could check it out together. I just want to see if this is anything to do with that explosion you guys were talking about, and then I'll switch it over. Just give me one quick sec. type in Wuhan explosion. Okay, let's, I'm going to switch it over. Just let me know if it starts to buffer for you guys, okay? Okay, so this one says coronavirus epicenter. This was from 8 hours ago. Wuhan and surrounding cities heard a loud explosion followed by a lot of shaking on the ground. It was then followed by lots of military helicopters flying to the scene. So that's just a video of the helicopters. This is from February 7th. Let's go to latest, see what comes up. Wuhan loud explosion. I don't think that's to be honest with you, I don't even know what that says. Let me copy and paste that in the Google Translate. Let's see too where that is. Jiaxin Garden, Guitian 4th Road, Wuhan. Heating and air conditioning after disinfection with alcohol throughout the house, causing an explosion. Please do not use alcohol to disinfect the whole house at home. Take notice. Well, I guess people are using alcohol in the home, and if you do that, then then this will happen. So maybe that's what they're talking about as far as the explosion goes. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about. But again, we're going to get sources from inside China. We don't really know what's going on, right? But if you guys have more info, yeah, pass it along. Haley says, I believe it's bioweapon. Chantel, I think the journalist told too much truth, things they don't want us to know. Knife collector, I just saw he was missing. Haven't heard anything else. So is China using the virus to eliminate enemies of the state? That was another strong rumor, right? Population control. Or depopulation control. Chantal says, luckily, we don't order things from China lately. It's smart. Sue Lolo says, usually, if a person expresses his or her different opinions about the government, he or she will go missing quietly, and their families will be very quiet, because they will receive the warnings from the government. Yeah, I've never seen, especially in China, if a guy goes missing because of what they said on video, or they got their videos taken down, so they got their phone taken away, they got themselves taken away, why would the mother then go on video herself to say the same things that got the son in trouble? You know what I mean? That's why I don't necessarily think we have the whole story about this guy, this news reporter slash lawyer or whatever else he was. There's more to this story, I think, than we are to believe. And I'm not just saying that, you know, the cops took him because of what he did, but it just seems too crazy how the mother would then go on video herself, knowing the risks she would be taking after she just saw what happened to her son, supposedly, right? Fanny says, oh, that's not good. Only saving grace was it not being a grid down situation. Yeah, it looks like it's explosions from the alcohol, the chemicals, whatever else was in the building, their house. Knife collector, a package from China to the U.S. might take a month, not counting the time to load on the ship, unload, go through customs, get to the carrier, to the distributor, then the dealer, then to you. Yeah, if you ever order something from like AliExpress or something, it could take like 2 months to get to Canada. Sometimes even more, depending on what kind of carrier you're ordering from. Sue Lolo says, So when I heard some famous people call out for helping that guy, even the mom jumping out for help, this is not right. Did you ever see other people can walk everywhere in Wuhan and take videos? Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Seems kind of strange how the mother would go and do the exact same thing the son apparently did and got him in trouble for doing. Only for her to do that? I don't think so. Sulolo says, the explosion, someone said it is test to the locals. They want to know what if it really happened. What is the locals' reaction? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I just showed one video of an explosion from a building. There could be other explosions from different areas. I don't really know what happened. It's something that just happened, I guess, recently because that post was from 2 hours ago. But maybe there's been different explosions in different parts of Wuhan. I'm not sure. I can't say either way because I'm not sure. Sulolo, remember, let us say in China, all of people famous online, they all allowed by the government. If anybody dare to do something against government, not a chance he or she will be a star online. Yeah, you're all part of the show, right? If you're part of the government, you're part of the show. I hear you. Brendan Daniels says, Hanlon's razor, never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. That's a good point. Fanny, yes, thanks for that. Sulolo says, outside of China, the government still very, very powerful. Money talks, guys, money talks. That's in every country, especially in China, though. Yes, correct. Money, power, ammunition, guns, military. Well, police have no choice. Xi Jinping wants you to be in the police, you're in the police, you're going to do what he says, or else you're not going to be around for very long. Valerie Swinfen says, how many could the parcels infect en route? Well, I would think that the virus would be contained inside the box or whatever you're sending out, right? I don't think you can get it from touching stuff from the outside of the box, but once you open the box, you ever see that Simpsons clip? The one that they did from back, I think it was, 1993 or something? It was in Japan. Guy coughs in a box. They seal it up, send it to Springfield, where the Simpsons are, and everybody opens the box, and all this virus comes out and goes in their face, and they start turning different colors and coughing. So I think it's in there. Fanny says, people are running out of bleach. Get pool shock. Have a long shift life over bleach. Bleach will turn to water after a while. Chantel, I don't believe that they are really spraying disinfection stuff over there. Well, who knows what all the chemical stuff that they're spraying in the air. I have no idea what that is. Some kind of fumigation, I would imagine, but who really knows what it is, right? Sulolo, did you see the video military helicopters in the sky during the explosions? Yeah, that was the first video on that screen that I showed you, the Twitter page. Let me see if it's still up. You're talking about you're talking about that one, right? Those are the helicopters flying over the house there to the buildings. Who knows what it is? I mean, we're not going to know. That's the one from 8 hours ago. Wuhan and surrounding cities heard a loud explosion followed by a lot of shaking on the ground. It was then followed by lots of military helicopters flying to the scene. Yeah, and then? Let's see. Okay, let's check out people's comments. Maybe they have some more information in there. What are people saying? People in China are suspecting a rebellion missile was fired. Unconfirmed. Okay. This guy's saying, did my own research. This is not what happened at all. Here comes somebody's just their opinion. All right, guys. As far as what those military choppers are doing, one can speculate that they are conducting movement or engaged in some kind of exercise. That is military business, not ours. If you want to know, enlist. Yeah, okay. Exactly the type of guy I don't want in my live stream. This doesn't look like 2:30 a.m. True. If this was 8 hours ago, let me see. If this was 8 hours ago, it's 1:37 p.m. here. It would be like 2:30 in the morning there. So when this 8 hours ago posted, it's pretty clear it's not 2:30 in the morning, right? Looks like daytime. It says, LOL, even I can post a random video of helicopters. Yeah, I don't think this is anything to do with anything. Six hours ago, this guy says, a 4.5 magnitude earthquake hit Hualien County in southeast China's Taiwan at 1:49 a.m. Thursday, local time. I don't think a bombing sounds like an earthquake. Bombing apartment buildings filled with coronavirus victims. That's possible. 8 hours ago, we're not sure what caused it yet. Developing story. Well, it's been 8 hours. Army medical supplies flying into Wuhan in formation. This was from 19 hours ago, so this is a bit more realistic, time-wise. Because again, if it was from 8 hours ago, that's impossible, because 8 hours ago, it's 2:30 in the morning in Wuhan. Let's see if there's any comments on that building that was on fire. Here's another one. The effects of limited personnel are taking its toll in Wuhan. There was an explosion in the gas pipeline. Again, that seems a lot more credible. It's funny how all these pictures, though, it's all, well, you could sort of see it on the ground there. I was going to say they're all behind trees and buildings, and it's really hard to see where it's originating from or what exactly is on fire, but excuse me. This one looks like it's, yeah, you can see it on the ground. I don't know if you guys saw that, but towards the bottom, if you see again, I'll show you. Right there, you can see like a orange sparks, orange flames. So that looks like an explosion there. That's something you wouldn't see on mainstream media. I can tell you that much. Valerie says, could easy be on the packaging? Wonder how long it could live. Rylan says, anyone done research on oxygen concentrators? I see they start at Amazon for $3.50. Figure if 1 in 5 get pneumonia or phenomena, hospital's overwhelmed. Maybe it could save a family member's life. Fanny says, not much is leaving China at the moment. Yeah, even if you do order something from China, good luck. It's going to take a while. Chantel, is that we or WHO think the government just wants to get rid of the weak and sick people? Oh, we think the government just wants to get rid of the weak and sick people, or someone from another country has been infiltrated and accidentally spread the virus. Sulolo, one question. What makes the government choose military get control instead of international helpings? What makes the government choose military? The government calls all the shots. So that's the answer to that. Raven says, I see the Amazon cheapest one make up to 5 liters minimum, but with lower oxygen concentration, the higher volume. Would it be enough to make a difference? Anyone with knowledge? Yeah, if anyone does have any kind of knowledgeable information about that, definitely pass that along. Fanny says 10:40 a.m. there. Yeah, now, but when the original poster was posted 8 hours ago, that would have made it like 2:40 in the morning or 2:30 in the morning in Wuhan. But the picture, the sky was light, so that timing was way off. But yeah, now it's morning there. Tia says, I don't believe that it had to do with alcohol. No way, the government is behind it. That's a pretty good assumption, Tia. Fanny says, yeah, bombing can feel like an earthquake. Yep, rattle everywhere. Sue Lolo says, earthquake will have lots of unusual signs from the animals before it happened. Depends where you are at. Animals could detect it, but with the situation of animals going on today, I don't know who has animals around in that part of the world right now. All right, guys, we're going to go on for about another 10 minutes. It's coming up to about 2 hours, so we'll go for another about 10 minutes, and then we'll call it a night, all right? As I said, I'll probably post one more video tomorrow morning, and then the next update will be, I would imagine, Sunday evening. But as I said, I will be around to reply to the comments on whatever videos you do leave comments on. So that's the update. So don't think that I disappeared and I'm not coming back. Just taking a 2-day sort of vacay. We're going to finish it off tonight with one interesting news article that we were just talking about earlier about those two journalists, or whatever you want to call them. And the title is Coronavirus, Why Have Two Reporters in Wuhan Disappeared? So before I read this to you guys, I'll see if you guys have any other questions or comments, and then we'll go on to the article, and then we'll call it a night. All right? So what do you guys say here? Haley says, government wants to get rid of anyone who goes against the government. One by one, they're all falling down. Chantel, we are me and my husband. Yeah, I know, because you typed in W-H-E, so I didn't know if you meant W-H-O or W-E, but then I kind of figured you were talking about we. Laura Edwards, joining late. Welcome, Laura. Yeah, it's almost over, but you can always watch the replay. We're going to go on for about another 10 minutes, so better late than never, right? Sue Lolo says, last year, 2019 September, the virus already leaked. Taxi driver even refused to drive to seafood market after people sick, including people sick from P3 and P4. But I thought it was leaked in December. So apparently it was earlier than that, September now. Where did you hear that from? CEO says, I didn't get a notification. Are you shadow banned? CEO, good evening. I don't think so. I know that YouTube once in a while does have problems with telling people that there's a stream coming up or something. What I tell people, if you want to try to maybe unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then hit that bell icon again, are you using a mobile or are you on a browser, on a desktop? What are you using? Fanny, if you have any information as to why he didn't get the notification, or if you have any suggestions what he can do. Yeah, again, if you want to send a tip or donation, there's the address to send it to. Fanny just posted it. paypal.me/mavakaga. Brandon Daniels says, after the virus hopefully slows down, what type of content do you plan on covering in the future? I was thinking of maybe just like trending topics or things happening in China, or you know what? I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have certain topics you want me to cover, I'm all ears. I'm thinking we can cover so many different things. There's conspiracy theories, if you guys are into that, disasters that are happening around the world, murders, whatever. Anything that you guys want to talk about, I'm open for it. I'll create videos for them. We'll do live streams and we'll talk about it. I'm open for suggestion. If Fanny will post the my email address. If you want to email me with topic suggestions, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Laura says, hi, Tia. Tia Spears at CO. Click on the bell and see if it says personalized or all. Make sure it's all notifications. CO says, I follow another news channel on here, and she said that this topic is censored. I don't know why it would be. You know, it wouldn't be surprising because Fanny was mentioning that a lot of them are getting demonetized or whatever. But I'm not monetized. I didn't put my monetization on, so I don't think they would shadow ban me for this. I don't know, because the videos that I've been posting from China, I'm doing the voice over them, so it's not like you could hear what they're actually saying or anything. But who knows? I'm not sure. Valerie Swinson says, Harry Chen, PhD on Twitter, says the helicopters were delivering medical supplies. Yeah, that was one of the posts on Twitter that I read. It was medical supplies. Could have been. Fanny says notification system doesn't work well most of the time. So that's probably what it is then. Sue Lolo. At that time, nobody reported to their upper level, just between the families and local areas, and then getting worse and worse until it turned to the whole country. Chantel says, are you being on Twitter while on vacation? I can, I can check Twitter, but like I said, the best thing to do is you could either email me or send comments in the last video, like this video, and I will reply to you on here. So I will still be checking YouTube. I just won't be posting new videos for the next 2 days. I might tomorrow morning, but then Saturday and Sunday until I get back, I won't be posting videos, but I will still be replying to you guys, of course. The best thing to do, I guess, send a comment in this video on here, and then I'll reply to you here. Okay, where are we? CO says mobile. Sulolo, let us wait and see April this year. I don't think the virus will gone in warmer months. Look at Singapore. Yeah, I don't think this is going away anytime soon. I think it's going to be here for a while. If anything, it's just a YouTube glitch. Tia, I always click on the live stream long before it starts, and it gives an option to be reminded when it starts. Yeah, if you, but you already knew that the live stream, did you get a notification that there was going to be a live stream? Brandon Daniels, thumbs up. Fanny, thank you for posting that email address. So like I said, if you guys have any kinds of photos, videos, news links you want to send me, if you want me to cover other topics of anything, send me an email. I'll look it over. Sulolo, I went to shop yesterday. Bought pasta, flour, rice, instant noodles, toothpaste, toilet paper, all I can stock, just in case. Yeah, I'm just looking over your list to see if anything has an expiry date. Well, of course, toilet paper doesn't. But it looks like you got a lot of good stuff that lasts at least a couple of years. 1 to 2 years anyways. Pasta lasts a long time. And I know you Italians can't live without your pasta. Fanny says, whether you are monetized or not, they will hide certain topics. Well, that's YouTube. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay, so let's finish off here with coronavirus. Why have 2 reporters in Wuhan disappeared? So they are citizen journalists wanting to provide the truth of what is happening in Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in China. They posted videos online, shared pictures, and dramatic stories from inside the quarantined city that has been virtually cut off from the rest of the country. Now, they are nowhere to be found. Fang Bin and Chen Qiushi were both determined to share what they could about the crisis, reporting from Wuhan, the capital of Hubei province, and sending what they found out into the world. As a result, they racked up thousands of views on their videos, but their channels have now gone quiet, and those who followed them online fear that they may have disappeared for good. What do we know about Fang Bin? Wuhan businessman Fang Bin began posting videos about the outbreak to report on the actual situation here, promising to do his best in the reporting. He uploaded his first video on January 25 to YouTube, which is banned in China, but accessible through VPN. His first few videos, mostly featuring him driving around the city and showing the situation in different places, managed slightly more than 1,000 views. Then on February 1st, he filmed a video which got people to sit up and take notice. The clip, which has been viewed almost 200,000 times, appears to show 8 corpses piled in a minibus outside a hospital in Wuhan. Fang alleges that police barged into his home on that same night and interrogated him about the videos. He was taken away, warned, but eventually released. But on February 9, he posted a 13-second video with the words, "All people revolt. Hand the power of the government back to the people." After that, the account went silent. What do we know about Chen Qiushi? Chen, a former human rights lawyer turned video journalist, was already relatively well known in the activist space. He built his reputation through his coverage of the Hong Kong protests last August. That coverage, he later alleged, led to him being harassed and ultimately muzzled by Chinese authorities following his return to the mainland. His Chinese social media accounts, which reportedly had a following of more than 700,000, were deleted. But he could not be kept quiet. In October, he created a YouTube account, which now has some 400,000 subscribers. He also has over 265,000 followers on Twitter. In late January, he decided to travel to Wuhan to report on the worsening situation. "I will use my camera to document what is really happening. I promise I won't cover up the truth," he said in his first YouTube video. He visited different hospitals in Wuhan, looking at the conditions and speaking to patients. Chen knew that this was putting him at risk. He told the BBC's John Sudworth earlier this month that he was unsure how long he would be able to continue. "The censorship is very strict and people's accounts are being closed down if they share my content," he said. Then on February 7, a video was shared on his Twitter account, which is currently managed by a friend, featuring his mother, who said he has gone missing the day before. His friend, Zhu Xiaodong, later alleged in a YouTube video that he had been forcibly quarantined. What have authorities said? Chinese authorities have remained tight-lipped on the issue. There has been no official statement detailing where Fang Bin or Chen Qiushi are, or where or when they are likely to emerge if they have been put into quarantine. Patrick Poon, a researcher at Amnesty International, said it was still unclear whether Chen or Fang were taken away by police or placed under forced quarantine. However, he added that authorities should at least ensure family members were contacted. Chinese authorities should inform their families and give them access to a lawyer of their choice. Otherwise, it's a legitimate concern that they are at risk of torture or other ill treatment, Mr. Poon told the BBC. Why might this have happened? Why might they have disappeared? Beijing is known for clamping down on activists who speak out. It has also been keen to show it is getting the outbreak under control. It is perhaps not surprising that, according to one Human Rights Watch researcher, the authorities are currently equally, if not more concerned, with silencing criticism as with containing the spread of the virus. One doctor, this is the one Dr. Lee, was warned not to spread false comments after raising the alarm about the virus earlier in December. He eventually caught the virus and died. His death triggered an unprecedented wave of anger, sparking an online uprising. Chinese authorities were stunned and reacted by attempting to censor every critical comment about Dr. Lee's death. The authoritarian Chinese government has a history of harassing and detaining citizens for speaking the truth or for criticizing the authorities during public emergencies. For example, during SARS in 2003, Wenchuan earthquake in 2008, Wenzhou train crash in 2011, and Tianjin chemical explosion in 2015, HRW's Yakuyu Wang told the BBC. However, she says China needs to learn from experience and understand that freedom of information, transparency, and the respect for human rights facilitate disease control, not hinder it. Authorities are doing themselves a disservice by allegedly disappearing Fang and Chen, she added. On Chinese news site Weibo, there are only a handful of comments mentioning Chen and Fang, and it seems only a matter of time before they are scrubbed away by China's ever-vigilant censors. They rewrite history, said one comment. Slowly it will be like there never was someone called Chen Kui-shi. So that's the story from the BBC. I might actually make that a video on its own, because it has a lot of interesting information, I guess, breaking down what they were all about, what they said, what they did, etc., etc. So Haley says it's a virus, a lot like Common Code. Knife Collector. If anyone has to watch 2 to 3 ads to get to the videos and are tired of it, go to Google Store and add ad block for YouTube to your extensions. Now I don't get ticked off all the time. Chantel, of course you are shadow banned, just because you are having an open discussion and don't believe the confirmed information that's giving us. Sue Lolo, well, if China stopped providing their products, we are all in trouble. Most of the store will empty soon in future, 3 weeks, so prepare for the worst. Knife Collector says at Sue Lolo, medicine as well. I stocked up on antibiotics just in case. Sue Lolo, bruh, forgot oil, salt, sugar, canned foods, water bottles, shampoos. Sue Lolo, thank you, medicine, right. Thank you, Knife Collector. Chantel says, for how long should we prepare? 3 months or longer? The more the better, Chantel. Fanny, I'd say yes, Chantel, only buy what you eat, so you'll use it if not needed. Knife Collector, if it gets as bad here as in China, it might be a couple of years. Sue Lolo, did you see Young Qushen video? He was on TV. Talk about the big dream of strong and powerful China. Fanny says, I can't even imagine a couple of years. Knife Collector says, and don't forget to have alternate ways to cook and stay warm, and water, and more water stored. Haley, hopefully he'll be found safe, but if he was getting out truth, he was sadly probably done away with. Sue Lolo says, he is a lawyer. What is the point suddenly he go to Wuhan and have the most luck, nobody stop him? Fang Bin was caught the same night by police. Okay. Chantal, we're prepared for some months, but years, that idea kind of scares me. Fanny, they are saying this affects men more than women, and ages 40 and up. Knife Collector, I've been in survival prepping for 40 years, plus a moderator on pandemic forums. I know what could possibly happen. No food, no doctors, no power, water, empty stores. Hey, Knife Collector, if you have a chance, do me a favor. Can you email me the forum, the link to the forum, that pandemic forum that you're on? I wouldn't mind checking that out, if you can. Haley, if things go into martial law all over the world, I don't think we'll have to worry about years to survive. Sue Lolo, anyways, I pray for local Chinese. I pray the virus will be moved soon. So do we all, Sue Lolo. Laura Edwards, very sad story. Haley, without government, most people would have a chance to go back to living off-grid peacefully. Laura, I've been stockpiling meds for years. Fanny, I really hope that's not true, says Chantel. We went into martial law immediately after that tornado. It wasn't bad, to be honest. All right, guys, gals, everything in between. It's been a few hours. Let's call it a night. As I said, I'm gonna probably make a video regarding this article we just read about those two reporters. And then if you guys want to leave a comment on that video after it's posted, that'd be great. If you are new here, don't forget, subscribe, smash the like button, and remember that bell icon, which is being a real bitch for some people apparently lately, but hit it anyways, and hopefully you'll get the updates and be notified when I am posting new stuff. All right, so guys, gals, everybody here, Knife, Fanny, Sulolo, Chantel,